The reason why we worship and bow before him was not because he's a giant figure. If not, we bow down to the sun and the moon and the stars. The reason is because there is a revelation of himself that humbles us. Humility comes when you know who God is. And when God begins to reveal facets of himself to you, you now realize you are small. Turn to your neighbor and tell them you are small. I know you came here as a big man, but when we measure you in line with God, there will be a deviation. And so every one of us come before God to receive help. Why? Because we are small. God can never be taught. God can only be revealed. And the revelation of God comes only to those that are desperate, hungry, seeking, and searching for him. If you come here to hear God from what I will say, you may not hear him. But if your heart is open, he can speak to you beyond my communication. And far beyond the impartation that will happen this night, I want you to receive something from God that will last long. The Lord began to teach me what is referred to as the believer's challenge. And I begin to realize that the 21st century believer has a lot of challenge. But one among those many challenges that the Lord taught me, there are about 8 of them. One is the inability to grow in impartation. And so when you meet an average believer, he is acquainted with all kinds of meetings. He has sown a lot of seed. He has received hands laid by diverse people. It was Bishop David Oyedepo that said, Kenneth Hagin lay hands on so many people, but they did nothing with it. So the challenge there was nothing, but was their inability to grow in the impartation. And so you must be able to understand that every impartation requires a specific kind of knowledge to function. And there is an atmosphere that is sufficient enough to culture the impartation to bring it to limelight. Beyond an impartation, you will go with something that will last you longer. The goal is not for you to leave this meeting and walk in a dimension for 1 month, and afterwards your life become a mirage of it. And you wake up and realize, where did this thing go? The goal is that you journey into a place where you are given a place in the spirit, and now you are a custodian, a guardian of this, so that you can be able to communicate the same thing. Because if you can do a thing and you can't communicate it, it's just a waste of time. You are not yet a rabbi. Maybe you try it by luck. And so please, let your heart be open. Forget about me. Forget about me. You know, sometimes you travel for meeting, people size you and they look at you, and when you begin to speak, is this the Philip Cephas? Forget me. There is a voice. That guy. That one is what even me about to. So forget about it. Are you getting my point now? Focus on the Lord. And if your focus is the Lord himself will come to you. If you come to see a prophet, you will see a prophet. If you come to see an apostle, you see an apostle. If you come to see the Lord, you will see the Lord.